He grabbed her by the throat and asked in a dangerous low voice why she was acting so wild, saying she couldn't even stand straight before they started. Just moments before, at a fancy pool party, someone suggested a cruel game for a $200,000 prize. Pick up a small ball from the pool using only your mouth. While the other women laughed at the idea of trading their self-respect for money, one woman in a white cover-up walked barefoot to the edge and dove in. She came up with the ball in her mouth, shocking everyone. But she didn't want the money. She walked straight to the most powerful man there, the city's top businessman Bo Ye, and handed him the ball. That's when everyone understood her real target, which led to his angry reaction. What they didn't know was that she was completely desperate. Her brother had just called her in a panic, saying that thugs had surrounded their home and were splashing red paint on the door as a scary warning. The next second, those same thugs broke into her room. They were sent by the arrogant Dr. Song, who had messed up her brother's surgery by leaving for a coffee break in the middle of it. To cover her mistake, she had changed the medical records, and now the only doctor who could save him was her uncle. The rival doctor made fun of her, saying she was about to marry Bo Ye, the one man who controlled all the medical resources in the city. Realizing she had no other choice, the woman, a reporter named Ye Wei Ran, knew she had to reach Bo Ye. She put on a red dress and found him in his private room. She ran her hand down his arm and said his bones were very hard. He smiled slightly and asked if she didn't like that. She whispered that as long as it was his, she liked everything about him. He pulled her close, asking if the money wasn't enough for her. To save her brother, she let him kiss her, using the chance to secretly slip a keycard into his pocket. Just as she thought her plan might work, he threw her onto the bed. He laughed coldly, asking if she wanted to sleep with him before saying she wasn't good enough. The man was furious as he pushed the woman against the wall, demanding to know if it felt good to touch him. But what he didn't know was that this woman, who seemed easy, was actually a desperate reporter. Just hours earlier, she had come home to find her front door covered in splattered red paint, a scary warning from a cruel loan shark. Inside, she found her younger brother, pale and sick, asleep on the couch. It was his birthday, and she gave him a cake, her heart breaking. As he closed his eyes to make a wish, he whispered that he wanted to live and protect her for his whole life. His words destroyed her. She knew he was running out of time, and she was his only hope. To save him, she had to get to Bo Ye, the city's most powerful businessman. Her search led her to a high-end club, where she saw Bo Ye's friend Lu Xiao. In a planned move, she accidentally spilled a drink on him. He sneered, accusing her of trying to seduce him and warning that he was too much to handle. She simply replied that she had never met a man she couldn't handle. Lu Xiao's friend later told a smiling Bo Ye about the meeting, and Bo Ye was interested in this bold woman. His interest turned to anger when he saw her at another club, getting close to another one of his friends. That's when he dragged her into the VIP room. He growled, asking if any man would do and how she could be so casual about it. Just then, his phone rang. It was his girlfriend, the same doctor who had ruined her brother's surgery, and now held his life in her hands. Realizing her enemy and her target were connected, the woman knew she was trapped. He warned in a cold voice that she had a bad temper and that anyone who bothered her had been taken care of. But hearing this only made the woman more determined. She looked him straight in the eye, thinking to herself that she was going to die anyway. She grabbed him and pulled him into a desperate kiss. The woman stared in shock as the man she just kissed introduced her as his girlfriend to his whole family. Just a moment ago, he had her pinned against a wall, kissing her all while on the phone with his real girlfriend Song Shuning. Hearing another woman's voice, Song Shuning demanded that Bo Ye talk to her. But then his fiancé, the scheming Dr. Song Shuning, rushed in. Thinking she had caught him cheating, she ran out in anger. Bo Ye calmly told her she was overreacting, then told his assistant to take her home. It turned out this was all part of Ye Wei Ran's plan. After leaving the club, she got a message from a stranger who said he could help her. She knew that for a man, what is stolen always seems better. So, she took action, leading to the big confrontation. After Song Shuning left, Bo Ye sat down with his rival, who pointed out that their families had always wanted them to get married, but Bo Ye didn't care, coldly saying he hadn't agreed to the plan yet. He then followed his rival out, leaving Ye Wei Ran alone. She quickly found a place to hide under the table just as he came back. He calmly sat down, having seen her, and forced her to come out before teasing her with his touch. He angrily threw a stack of cash at the woman in his bed, calling her a shameless schemer. But just hours earlier, she was the one being plotted against. At a fancy dinner party, her pursuer's friend suggested a terrible plan. If he just put a drug in her drink, she would be his for the taking. What they didn't know was that this woman, Ye Wei Ran, was planning a desperate scheme of her own. To make a public excuse to break up with her current boyfriend, she set up a scene, catching him with another woman in the hotel hallway. Returning to the dinner table, she faced her real test. When the men tried to force her pursuer to drink a celebratory toast, she grabbed the glass, knowing it was drugged, and drank it without hesitating. The effect was immediate. Her body felt like it was on fire as she stumbled out of the room and fell right into the arms of the powerful Mr. Schmidt. Bo, the man she was really after. He carried her to his private suite, completely unaware of the trap. As passion took over, a phone call ruined the moment. A voice on the other end said her name, Ye Weiran, and warned that she was getting close to him with a hidden plan connected to a woman named Miss Song. The next morning, the full terrible truth was revealed by his assistant. Ye Weiran's brother was dying, and the only person with the matching rare blood type was Mr. Smet. Bo's fiancée, Miss Song. He pushed her against the sink, his voice full of contempt, asking if the money wasn't enough, and if she was hoping for a diamond now. She stared back, her plan ruined, admitting she had targeted him from the beginning. But just moments earlier, she was the one being tricked. At a VIP party, her pursuer's friend openly made fun of him, asking who helped him get over the drug he was given the night before. Hearing this, she was shocked, but the man quickly lied, saying he just drank from the wrong glass by mistake. It was then that the powerful Mr. Pritchett, Bo, the man she had actually slept with, leaned in with a cold smile and asked if she wasn't curious about who really drank that glass. It turned out her whole scheme had been exposed. Knowing Mr. Bo was now aware of her real motives, she had been forced to switch to a new desperate plan, use his naive friend, Lu Ming, as a pawn to get close to him again. That's why she agreed to come to this party pretending to be interested while secretly watching Mr. Bo's every move. When Lu Ming finally asked her to be his girlfriend in front of everyone, she agreed without hesitating, playing her part perfectly as the crowd cheered for them to kiss. Later in the bathroom, she confronted Mr. Pritchett, Bo accusing him of using her. But he was ruthless. He revealed that he knew she was only after him because of his fiancée Miss Song, the surgeon who messed up her brother's operation. He grabbed her wrist, sneering that a woman like her was good for a night of fun, but nothing more, and that she didn't belong in his world. Just as he stormed out, Lu Ming walked in and saw the very doctor who had ruined her family. Shocked, she asked how he knew him. Only then did Lu Ming reveal the terrible truth. That man was the vice president of a hospital and a close friend of his father. After publicly agreeing to be his girlfriend, Ye Weiran is immediately confronted by the powerful Mr. Press. Bo, he coldly makes fun of her, reminding her that when he left the party, he saw her shamelessly holding on to another man, claiming she had been drugged. Humiliated but trapped, she is forced to go along with her new boyfriend, Lu Ming, even going with him to his birthday party. Later at home, she finds her sick brother's room destroyed. She knows they are coming for him. She tells him she still hasn't been able to expose the truth about Miss Song, the surgeon who ruined his life. In desperation, she tells him that this might lead to their complete destruction, but she will never stop fighting for him. Back at the parking garage, after the party, Lu Ming tells her he will pick her up for his birthday celebration. This is her chance. She realizes she must make Lu Ming fall for her completely before her brother's time runs out. But as she leaves, Mr. Bach corners her by the elevator, his voice full of poison. He asks if she knew that on that night, she was with him. He accuses her of using his friend to get closer to him, but she denies it, claiming her feelings for Lu Ming are real. He sneers, grabbing her and whispering, asking what she even liked about him, before pulling her into a fierce, possessive kiss. The second she walked through the door, her ruthless rival was there waiting for her. Her men immediately grabbed the woman's dying brother, while the rival sneered, checking to see if he was dead yet. But this was only one of her problems, because to save him, she was playing an even more dangerous game with the city's most powerful CEO. He furiously pinned her to the sofa, accusing her of only getting close to him to use his power. What the CEO didn't know was that she was also tricking her boyfriend Lu Ming. She blindfolded him, pretending it was a birthday game, but she was just buying time. The next second, the CEO stormed in, grabbing her and kissing her passionately, just feet away from her blindfolded boyfriend, who was still searching for her in the dark. Only then did she realize she was trapped. Her rival gave her a disgusting order: go to a hotel and entertain a dirty client, or her brother would die. Just then, her rival's thugs grabbed her. As they dragged her away to the hotel, her helpless brother collapsed, watching his sister being taken to her doom. As the sleazy client steps out of the shower, the woman grips a wine bottle, her only weapon in the trap her rival has set. The man lunges at her, but in the next second, she viciously smashes the bottle over his head, leaving him bleeding on the floor. Just as she threatens him with a piece of glass, the door bursts open. It is the powerful CEO, and he has seen everything. But what he didn't know was that she had been dragged here by thugs, forced to do this to save her brother's life. Thinking fast, she takes photos of the bleeding man, warning him that if he dared say a word of this to her rival, she would post the pictures online and ruin him. The CEO watches, stunned by her ruthlessness, but he wrongly thinks this was all a desperate play to get her boyfriend Lu Ming to save her. He accuses her of setting up the whole scene, just to win his pity. But then she reveals the horrifying truth. Her rival is using her dying brother to blackmail her, forcing her to sleep with men to destroy her reputation. This is her only way to fight back. Interested by her desperation, the CEO agrees to help, but only if she proves her story. He follows her back to her apartment, where they find her brother weak and suspicious of the powerful man with his sister. Suddenly, the brother collapses, coughing up blood. It is only then the CEO realizes how desperate she really is, and she knows she will do anything to save the only family she has left.